Well, we're in the worm room that needs some cleaning and some reproducing and fixing. I was kind of attempting to go live, but I'm going to be making some changes here soon. Say hi, Naughty. Sneaky cat. There's the pig, just laying there. Just laying around. We can get the activity of the large worms. Medium worms. The small worms. The micro worms, eggs. And then back up to the beetle bins. Out into the fish room, and Mama Cat and Greg hanging out. Say hi, Greg. He's like, you gonna let me into the worm room? I'm gonna eat them. We're looking at some remodels in this room also, coming shortly. All the tanks are going to be changed. The 125, don't know where I'm going to move it, but it needs to change. The aquaponics 1.0 has been running for 2 years, and not that there's any problems with the system. Everything is working fine. The Soul Living Tilapia out of my 25 I got 2 years ago is doing awesome, and a 2-pound tilapia in a 55-gallon aquarium, that needs to change. On-hand materials I have, I think I'm going to redesign a new system with this 60-gallon aquarium that's a little more suited for his size, and it will be a standalone system, and that's where he'll be allowed to live out his life. Aquaponics 2.0 is now full of goldfish, just so they're not frozen in a block of ice out in the greenhouse. And they are producing time allowed further experimentation. Yes, very spindly tomato, but it is thriving in a aquaponic system. I probably should do a further video on these. These are romaine lettuce cuttings that were actually destined to go into the red wiggler farm, and I have a whole nother, that's a whole nother video. Sump, another empty 55, Miss Piper, who took a swim in the saltwater tank today. The guppy mutt tank that needs more refining and dividing and back again to nighttime lights in the 125. Overall, it's a pretty okay tank. It's bristlenose plecos, platies are both breeding in that tank successfully. The neons, not so much. We got the angel system, which that's getting reworked. That is nothing but part of Aquaponics 1.0. Used to be a tilapia rearing tank, is now nothing but a plant farm. And when you have a 45-gallon plant tank with nothing but snails in it, you've got 10 gallons of swirl filters, 35 gallons of media filters, a 100-gallon sump, and 1 2-pound fish. And that's a 250-gallon system for one fish. Pretty big footprint. That will probably be one of the first things that we break down, disassemble, and give him a new home where he's more comfortable. Which that tank will be his new home, and I'm not sure if it's going to sit roughly here or if we're going to integrate the fish into the worm room. Then again, things I haven't even put on video yet come back into the utility room, which this is where the overrated, yeah, something's wrong with that pineapple. It's still there, but it needs a new home. It doesn't work. This lemon tree, even though it's been holding on for 2 years and it's surviving, I don't think it's thriving. We can do something better there. And then you kind of look at the freezer. Ooh, the red wigglers that haven't taken a lot of time up. The daughters, that's Raven's laundry. And then we come back to, yes, my first saltwater experiment tanks. 2. Count them, 2 tanks. I'm probably screwing up every way possible on what I'm doing, but I'm attempting to use my knowledge on everything else and figured, why not? Had couple extra 10-gallon tanks, little extra hardware, and built these out of spare parts. Granted, I did have to buy the live rock, the sand, the salt. Between 2 tanks, I think we're into it less than $200 for 20 gallons. I could do a further breakdown, but it's also further research. No, there's not really any livestock other than the bacteria that are in those tanks. They've been set up for multiple months. I originally intended to be a sponge filter only system. After the live rock, everything got stable. I realized there was not enough flow. At this moment, I think I went a little overboard on the flow, because a power head for a 30-gallon aquarium, a 10-gallon HLB filter, and a sponge filter, time will tell. This experiment isn't done yet. Yeah, my plethora of pots and stuff and mealworm miscellaneous crap, I need to clean that up. The mealworm sorter works fairly good. Saltwater test 2.0, which are kind of, they're running in tandem. My heat might be off a little bit, but I am doing these on a non-heated tank. It's throw it together, see what works. If it fails, if it crashes, there's if the system crashes, it is a learning experience, not a failure. And I'm not killing innocent little animals other than the multiple millions of bacteria that form and go, but that's kind of how we cycle tanks, right? No. This room is at 77 degrees. The worm room is at 84. Kind of why I'm looking more at putting saltwater aquariums in the worm room. It's a climate controlled room. There's Miss Naughty. She's not very camera friendly. And I can't go room to room without the pig being under my feet. Ooh. Is Piper going to try and go swimming in another aquarium today? Nope. She's a ham. Yeah. Costco trip today. We end up with a bunch of boxes. Those will be broke down, recycled. Actually, they'll go in the stockpile out in the shop, and they will become part of the garden this spring. Grandpa's artwork needs to find a place as much as the aquariums do. Extra parts, probably not anything anybody wants to see. 3, 6. That is the Superworm project, which is borderlining on its 3rd generation, and soon will be available for marketing. But I'm not 100% sure on the quality of the worms, so I'll do a little more breeding on them, and at the same time I need to do a little more QC on these worms. And that's the brewing part that doesn't even go to the channel. So that needs to go out of here. Take it easy.